Title your notebook, Solving Equations with Fractions. Solving equations. Okay, first example. If I gave you this equation, I want you to work on this on your own. What would you get? Some of you guys might do the butterfly method, or some of you guys might know it as a butterfly method, but you cross multiply. So I get 5 times x equals 24, because 5 times x is 5x, and 8 times 3 is 24. Then I can divide by 5 on both sides, and then I get 5 goes into 24 4 times and 4/5, and that would be my answer. Another method that you guys might do is 3 over 5 equals x over 8, and you're trying to get like common denominators or greatest common factor between 8 and 5, which is 40, right? But what I multiply on the bottom, I have to multiply on the top. So for here, I multiply by 5, so then I get 5x on the top. And for here, I multiplied by 8, so I multiply by 8, so that's 24. So then I can say, well, 24 over 40 is the same as 5x over 40. And since the denominators are the same, then I can say that 24 equals 5x. And same thing, I divide by 5, and I get 4 and 4/5. Okay, write this problem down. This is 510 in the CPM book. 0.04x plus 1 equals 2.2. Okay, pause here and try to solve it in your notebook. I'm going to show you 2 different methods. So method number 1 is I'm going to just leave it as a fraction and solve for it. So I'm trying to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. So I get 0.04x equals 1.2, right? Because this part cancels out. Then I try to get x by itself. I get 0.04 divided by 0.04, and this is a big 1, right? So I get x by itself, and I have 1.2 divided by 0.04. That's going to require me to do some long division. 0.04 divided by 1.2, so this is 2 decimal places, so I'm going to move this 2 decimal places. So that's like saying 4 divided by 120, which is 4 goes into 12 3 times, and that's 12, 0, 0, so that is 30, okay? And here's method number 2, and I want you to think about which one's going to be easier for you. So 0.04 is the same as 4 over 100, okay? So I'm going to add that. And 2.2 is the same as 2 and 2/10, okay? I'm going to try to simplify things so they're easier to work with. So 4 over 100 is the same as 1 over 25x plus 1. And I like working with improper fractions more than mixed numbers, so that I'm going to make as 22 over 10. And then I can also simplify the 22 over 10, so I'm going to change that to 11 over 5. Okay, so now, would it be easier to work with like this? Well, I could minus 1 on both sides, right? And I get 1 over 25x equals, well, 11 over 5 is the same as 2 and 1/5. So maybe it was easier to mix numbers. 2 and 1/5 minus 1 is 1 and 1/5. Okay, and to get x by itself, I can multiply by 25 over 1 and multiply this side by 25 over 1, because what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And this will cross out with this, and this will cross out with this, because it would be 25 over 25, which is 1. And I get x is, now this will be improper fraction, would be easier, 6 over 5 times 25 over 1. And 25 divided by 5 is 5, and I get x is 30. Okay, so which is easier for you and why? Keep in mind, you don't have a calculator, okay? Oops. Okay, write this problem in your notebook. It's 511A. It's 2.1x plus 0.6 equals 17.4. I want you to write it in your notebook and try to solve it on your own. So you should pause here and see what you get. I will also solve it. So I think I can work with decimals, so let me try that. So I minus 0.6 on both sides, then I get this, so I get 14. 14 minus 6 is 8, so that's 6, and so I get 16.8 and 2.1x. I divide by 2.1, divided by 2.1, x is 2.1 divided by 16.8. I move one decimal, 21. I can't go in evenly, so I think it goes in 8 times, which is 168. Okay, so x equals 8. And I could check my work by plugging it back in. So verify it's true. So I get 2.1, and then I input 8 into it, plus 0.6 equals 17.4. If my left and right side equal each other, then I know I'm correct. So that's 16.8 plus 0.6 equals 17.4. So yes, 17.4 equals 17.4. Check. I am correct. Okay. Okay. So now I want you to try these two problems on your own in your notebook. Get an answer and see if you are correct. Here's the working out for it. So I'm going to minus 250 on both sides. And I get 100x is negative 650. Divide by 100, divide by 100. X is, these could cancel out, then I get 6.5 negative. And again, I could verify to see if I am correct. And then I will get 100 times negative 6.5 plus 250 equals negative 400. So then this is 650 plus 250 equals negative 400. Negative 400 equals negative 400. Check. Okay, this one, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of the denominators. And again, what do I do to one side? I have to do to the other side. So I get 2x, because 3 divided by 3 is 1, equals 90. So I divide by 2, x is 45. So again, I'm checking, so verify 2 times 45 divided by 3, is that 30? Well, 2 times 45 is 90. 90 divided by 3 is 30. So 30 equals 30, check. Okay, so 512 says this. What if I have an equation that looks like this? What do you think I should do? What if I multiplied by 3 on both sides? Let's just see. So if I multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3, then I would have to, again, using the distributive property, multiply each term by 3. So that's 3 times x over 3 plus 3 times x over 5 equals 16 times 3 is 48. So then this, ooh, it's nice. The fraction kind of disappeared. And then I get 3x over, ooh, but I still have a fraction here. So I got rid of one of the fractions, but how can I get rid of the other fraction? What if that didn't work. So let's try, what if I multiplied by maybe 15? So let's try this here. So if I multiply both sides by 15, again, the distributive property says this. Then I get 15x over 3 plus 15x over 5 equals 16 times 15. I'm going to do that over here. 30, 8, 6, 1, 2, 4, 0. 240. Okay, so then that makes things easier because 15 divided by 3 is 5x. And 15 divided by 5 is 3x. Ooh, notice my fractions went away. And I get 240. And 5x plus 3x is 8x is 240. So I can divide by 8 on both sides. So x is 30. And that should be my answer. And let me just check that real quick. So if I verify that, to plug it back in, I get 30 over 3 plus 30 over 5. Is that 16? That is my question. If it is, then I'm correct. If it is not, then I'm wrong. So 30 divided by 3 is 10. And 30 divided by 5 is 6. And 10 plus 6 is 16. So yes, that is correct. Okay, so notice I used the least common multiple between 3 and 5. It's just like getting the same denominators when you're adding fractions. So choosing 15 is helpful. Okay, so this is 513A and B. I want you to write down these problems. Well, let's write down A actually first. And what is the least common multiple between 7 and 3? That would make sense that I multiply both sides by to get rid of the fraction. If you said 21, you are correct. Okay, because 7 times 3, the least common multiple is 21, so I multiply 21 on both sides. And I should get something like 21a over 7 plus 21a over 3 equals 210. And here becomes 3a plus 7a equals 210. So 10a is 210. So a is 21. Okay, so it's a lot easier to see when you don't have fractions. Okay, part B. What is the least common multiple between 5, 2, and 10? Because I want to get rid of the fractions. If you said 10, that is correct. So, if I work this one out, I'd get 10 times 3y over 5. So that's 30y over 5 plus, so again, I'm distributing, right? So that's 30 over 2 equals 7y. So again, 30 over 5 is 6, so 6y over 15 equals 7y minus 6y on both sides. This goes away, I get 15 equals y. Okay. Write this in your notebook. Now I'm trying to get rid of the fractions again. What is the least common multiple between 6, 3, and 2? Okay. If you said 6, you are correct. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. And notice 6 over 6 is 1. So I get 2x minus 3 there. And then I get 12x over 3 plus, so again I'm distributing here, 6 over 2. So I get 2x minus 3, 4x plus 3. So again I'm trying to get my x's on one side, and this now turns into a problem like you already know how to solve. And if ever I'm going too fast, feel free to slow the video down, pause it. Okay, so I'm just getting rid of the constant and putting it onto the other side. And then I'm dividing by 2, so x is negative 3. So I'm going to check my work again. So that I can check to see that I made no careless mistakes by substituting the number back in. So I'm going to go 2 times -3 over 6 equals 2 times some variable over 3 plus 1 over 2. And the number that I got was -3. So I'm going to plug in -3 for x. And let's see if my answer works out. 2 times -3 is -6 minus 3. And okay, so I'm going to see if my left side equals my right side. So -6 minus 3 is -9 over 6, which is, this is -2 plus 1/2. So on my right side, I have -1.5. And on my left side, I get -3 over 2, which is actually the same as -1.5. So I know that I am correct. Okay, let's do one more. Write this problem in your notebook. It's b plus 3 over 3 minus b over 4 equals b minus 2 over 5. Again, I'm trying to find the least common multiple between 3, 4, and 5. What is that number? Well, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 5 is 60. So it would be 60 is, I think, the smallest one I could think about. So I'm going to multiply everything by 60. And again, I am distributing. So 60 divided by 3 is 20. So that's like me saying 20 times b plus 3 minus 60 divided by 4 is 15. 15b equals 60 divided by 5 is 1. So 5 goes into 6 one time, 5. So 10, 12. So 12b minus 2. Okay, and then I do my regular solving of equations using the distributive property to simplify, because I got rid of all the fractions. So I got 20b plus 60 minus 15b equals 12b minus 24. And again, I'm going to combine like terms, so I could combine this one with this one. So I get 5b plus 60 equals 12b minus 24. I'm going to get the b's on one side and the numbers on the other side. So this goes away. I get 60 equals 7b minus 24. And then I add 24. Add 24. 7b is 84. Then I divide by 7 on both sides. And b equals 12. All right. That is all.